Good morning and welcome to the Monday Minute edition of the Sports Curious podcast. It's April 15th, and you know what that means? It's time to make a cup of coffee and finish up your taxes. Let's dive right into some news to talk about in the world of sports and maybe even want to share with your accountant today. Tonight is the WNBA Draft, and there's no doubt that Caitlin Clark will be the number one pick to the Indiana Fever. She was fresh off her Saturday Night Live appearance on Saturday night where she roasted Weekend Update anchor Michael Che. It was hilarious, and I highly recommend you check it out. But it was also announced on Thursday that tickets for this year's draft, of which there were roughly about 1,000 of them, sold out within 15 minutes. If you want to watch the draft, it's on this evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Moving on to the Masters. Thankfully, Meredith Scheffler did not go into labor with her and Scottie Scheffler's first child, so he could win his second career Masters and that green jacket for another year. He took home a $3.6 million purse. Scheffler has earned up to around $15 million in 2024 alone. Mind you, it's April, but he's still likely to drive that cute little baby home when he's born at the end of this month in his 2012 GMC Yukon that his dad gave him in college. Moving on to Patriots Day and the Boston Marathon. Patriots Day is a holiday that occurs in Boston on the third Monday of April each year, with celebrations that include battle reenactments, the Boston Marathon, and a Boston Red Sox game. But let's talk about a four-legged friend of the Boston Marathon. A statue of Spencer the Boston Marathon dog, who was always seen greeting runners along the marathon route, was unveiled on Saturday afternoon. The golden retriever went viral in 2018 when he braved the rainy weather to cheer on runners at his favorite spot, and he was dressed in a raincoat with flags in his mouth, and it was widely shared across the country. And sadly, Spencer won't get to see who wins this year's marathon because he passed away in February 2023. A few quick points before we go. This weekend was the final weekend of the regular season for the NBA, and the Oklahoma City Thunder pulled off an unbelievable season that no one predicted, securing the number one seed in the Western Conference playoffs. The Thunder entered the season with the second youngest team in the NBA with an average age of 24.12. Only the Spurs are younger at 23.52 as an average age. The play-in tournament starts this week for those final two playoff spots. Stay tuned on our social media for a little bit more on that. Moving on to Major League Baseball, today is Jackie Robinson Day, and every year, April 15th is a special day as we commemorate the life and the accomplishments of Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American to play in Major League Baseball in the modern era. He broke the color line when he started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15th. 1947. To honor Robinson today, every player in Major League Baseball will wear 42 on their jerseys, and that's a tradition that has existed since 2009. Major League Baseball retired the jersey number 42 back in 1997, 50 years after Robinson's Major League Baseball debut. And last but certainly not least, lots happening this weekend and headed into this week. UFC 300 brought us amazing victories from Alex Pereira and Max Holloway, who won the BMF belt, which is the that guy belt. It was announced after that Dana White, well, he made every UFC fan happy, and they're on the edge of their seats because fighter turned entrepreneur turned actor Conor McGregor will return to the octagon, where he last fought in June 2021. That's what we have for your week. Hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Make sure you check out this week's Wednesday podcast, which is all about the impact of women's sports. It's really a lot of fun, really very interesting. And I know you're talking about it. We're talking about it. So tune in. Want more? Check out lastnightsgame.com.